The numbers are turning, so hopefully we're recording.
All right. Hey, everybody. Just want to welcome you to today's special episode of Two Likeable Guys. We have a very special guest. In today's world of instant gratification, our special guest, I believe, has done something that's not only rare, but has become unheard of. The man worked his way up over the years to be at the top of his profession. Let's learn a little bit about how he did it. And I want to introduce to you guys a pretty good friend of mine and the general manager of Dayton Ford, J. Casey Pendleton, also known as affectionately the Bald Guy. Hello, Casey. How are you doing this evening?
Hey, doing good, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hey, and is it okay if we call you the Bald Guy? Do you like that term? Or?
Absolutely. The Bald Guy or Casey, either one is fine.
All right. Just curious, why don't you go by your the J in your name?
Actually, that started out because of my YouTube channel. There was another Casey Pendleton, but he was a musician. And anytime I was posting a video, they were pulling up together. So I started using the J. The J is for James, but I've always gone by Casey.
All right. Well, man, we really appreciate your time, and we'll try not to waste too much of your precious off time from the store there.
No problem.
But everybody's heard of an overnight success story. But I want to talk about your what I'm going to call a 17-year to success story. Just a little bit. Well, first off, we always ask all our guests, what was your first car?
Hey, and this is an appropriate question for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, my first car was actually a Ford Festiva, little dark blue two-door 87 model that my folks bought me actually from Dayton Ford.
Wow.
Hey, there you go.
That is quite special. So have you lived in Dayton your whole life?
Oh, yeah. Born and raised, graduated Ray County High in 97. And actually started washing cars at Dayton Ford my senior year in high school.
Were you always interested in cars?
Not at all. Actually,
that's amazing.
My intention after high school was to go to the police academy, and that's why I was washing cars there. Was to save money to go to Cleveland State to their police academy program, and through that spring and summer of my senior year, washing cars at the dealership, the owner, who actually I knew was my Sunday school teacher, and he hired me there part-time during school and to wash cars. As I was approaching graduation, he and Mr. Rogers, Charlie Rogers, walked out. Actually, they said liked the way I worked and offered me a job either as a service tech. They said they would send me to school to be a mechanic or train me to sell cars in the showroom. And up to that point, I could barely point to a car part and tell you what it was.
Wow.
The selling was a much better fit.
Yeah, I had no idea. That's pretty amazing. I thought you may have always loved cars and couldn't wait to get to work at the dealership, but I think you would have made a great police officer. I don't know about then, but I know now you are quite a physical specimen. You work out a lot.
I do enjoy working out. I wrestled in high school, and then got into martial arts shortly after that. But I always enjoyed any kind of physical pursuits, though.
So, have you ever done any of the MMA fighting or?
Yeah, at the amateur level, around 2000, 2001, and really got to meet some great guys. That's a world that you can go strap up the gloves and bang around on each other, and then sit down and have supper afterwards with the same guys. So it's a really, really cool sport.
Yeah, that is. I mean, I just can't imagine getting in there and because I always see them, they beat each other almost to death, and then afterwards they're shaking hands and like congratulating the other one for whatever they did. But
Right.
so let's go. I'd love to go through a little bit of the anthology. So we've already talked about a little bit of how you got in and you became a. So we're to the part where you started washing cars and then you became a salesman. So how did it progress after that?
Yeah, actually, I washed cars from March of '94 till June, and that's when I knew I was going to be selling cars. But the dealership had just bought the lot behind the showroom, and before I could start selling cars, I had to continue the work I was doing as far as on the lot and clear some debris and trash and just several years worth of a dump site behind the dealership so they could build the new service department. So on Saturdays, I would train in the showroom in sales, and through the week, I worked out back in the trash heap.
Wow,
But that was from June to September. Actually started selling full time in September, and it was just a good fit for me.
that is pretty amazing the way. And did you say that your Sunday school teacher was it Charlie Rogers or was it a different?
Charlie Rogers was the owner at the time. His son-in-law Keith Ellis bought the dealership from Charlie,
Okay.
and he was Charlie still had a hand in things there at the time, but Keith was pretty well running the show. And
Nope.
I had known Keith since I was about 12 or 13 years old. I met him at my church. He was my Sunday school teacher, and then as I moved up in the level, within a couple of years, he was teaching the older class, then on to the adult class. But that's how I got to know him. He actually got me into working out, lifting weights, and doing it the right way,
Oh,
along with some other people I'd worked out with, and who had influenced my physical weightlifting and such. But Keith saw something in me and gave me opportunity, and it's been good for both of us.
I love how it really seems in several of the people we've talked to. They may not realize it, but in my eyes, I see where their faith has played a role into getting them to the next level of their stuff. So, it's like pretty amazing that your Sunday school teacher helped you, knew you and kind of guided you along the way as a friend and somewhat a mentor to
Uh,
move you to the next step.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what he's been. Now, he's a mentor, always has been. We are very close. We collaborate well with each other, but I also know our position. He is still my boss, even though he's like a brother to me.
Right.
And I think that's been how we've been able to work so well together for so long. Is we know our roles, we collaborate well, but at the end of the day, I may have a suggestion and something that I even am very passionate about. A move we need to make, but he's still the boss.
Right.
He's the decision maker, and I think respecting that role is what's brought us this far along together.
Yeah, I love that keyword there is respect. You respect the people above you, and in turn, they respect you, and it helps the relationship work and mesh and move along. So how long did you sell cars? How long were you a salesman?
Well, I still sell cars every day.
Well,
I'm just not as much on the showroom floor as I was once upon a time.
right.
But it's been 27 years total. I started in '94, so just across the 27-year mark.
Oh,
But started more of a managerial role in 2001, in kind of just dictating the pace of the sales. And then in 2011 is when I kind of moved into the role I am today. But it is ever changing.
right.
Uh, I've got a lot of people that's influenced me along the way. Keith Ellis, the owner now, being one of them, but also some of the great trainers in the industry. I'm in a 20 group with Glenn Lundy. part of the 800% elite sales group. But Grant Cardone and John Dawson and Frank Lopes, I mean, there's a ton of great talent out there. And I think being able to just glean some of their talent and some of their influence and not being so egotistical where thinking I know it all, because we're still learning every day.
What are those guys in the company or in with Ford, or are they just all over the place?
No. Yeah, they're like national level trainers.
Okay.
They each have their own training companies and curriculum. Grant Cardone's probably got a more popular name, but John Dawson with Psychology, Glenn Lundy with the Elite 20 group. These are some of the greatest in the industry, and they've been on the forefront themselves. So it's easy to glean off of them and take the best of what they have to offer.
And so once you made it to the, which I think is the pinnacle of the Ford dealership, minus ownership, being the general manager of everything that goes on, basically. What keeps you motivated? What keeps you able to do that? And over the past 10 years?
Yeah, the overall, like the end goal ambition is for most people is to have their own dealership.
Right.
I'm not against that, but I'm perfectly happy in the position I am. But happy doesn't necessarily mean content. We are on a path to, we're using the hashtag right now, Road to 100. We've never been a 100-car a month store. I don't know of any store in our immediate area, Ray County anyway, that's ever done that kind of volume. A year ago, we were at 27 or so units, moved up to 30, and I believe right now we are at 67 units out for this month. So I think we'll hit 70, 75, and that's our ambition right now, is to get to that next level, and that's 100 units per month.
So thinking back about 2001, it hits my head that that was a very tragic year in the United States history.
Yes, it was.
With 9/11. Do you remember anything about how that affected you guys? Just because you had just become the general manager, and then
Yeah, 2001, I was the sales manager, general manager in 2011.
Sales manager. Okay, that's right.
So 2001, I was kind of calling the shots as far as how the sales were structured, but still working alongside with the same guys I have been. But our store has seemed to always be a relationship based. Charlie Rogers had done a real good job about giving his dealership a personality and kind of a face to the community. So much of the business we were doing was repeat and referral business, mostly relationship based. So even though the economy was taking a dip, because Charlie Rogers and Keith Ellis were very conservative minded folks, we were able to survive through that, based on the decision they'd made long ago to be conservative and make sure the store's capitalized and being able to move forward in times such as those.
Yeah.
But our relationship with our community is a lot to do with our success then and now.
All right, and fast forward to last year. You okay? Different. I know you played different roles in the dealership, but was it about the same when the pandemic hit? Was it the business stays pretty steady for you guys?
Well, 2020, at the end of 2019 is when we started kind of reaching out to learn more of the national side of the business. And we are a relatively small dealership compared to like dealerships you'll find in Chattanooga, Atlanta, Nashville, Knoxville. So that's when we reached out to Glenn Lundy and said, "Hey, you've got something there. We want to grow." And I can kind of be, I'm a real good order taker. Like I follow instructions pretty well if I believe in what you're telling me. And me and Glenn Lundy, we clicked really well, and we were already turning the store around as far as the pace, the volume. So that started in November, December, January, February. We actually had a sales conference in Naples. We come back and we're on fire. We're steamrolling. Tracking last March was tracking the best month we had volume wise. Even though there's rumor, hey, we got this problem, we got this COVID-19, it's a pandemic,
Right.
And then they come out and said nationally like that we are in a pandemic, and our business halted. Like we were steamrolling, and then it was crickets for like 2.5 weeks.
Right.
So having some leadership out there, like the 800% 20 group and the other dealers that are involved in that, we got some best practices put into place. Kind of proactively announcing how we are taking steps to protect the safety of our customers and our employees. So that went on real far. It was impactful to the community. So although our business took a dip, it wasn't devastating. We just wasn't turning the numbers that we should have been turning, given the trajectory that we were on before.
Right. That makes sense. I really admire Dayton Ford, just because it's this, it's a full service factory Ford dealership with that small town personal feel, with personal relationships. And I've always loved that. The one thing I've always loved is that you guys still being a smaller store, you still get some of those special edition vehicles. You guys have one of those Mustangs.
Yeah. We've had several of the GT350s, GT500, and we've got a Mustang Mach 1, which is new for 2021 in inventory right now.
Wow.
So we may not have 20 of each of those,
right.
but we get a fair share of them. For the most part, if Ford makes it, we can get it.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's pretty. That's the best thing. One of the best things about Dayton Ford that I've always admired. I just to touch on. I know you went from Charlie Rogers Ford to Dayton Ford. Was that just a? What was the end goal? What's part of the goal there? Why was the change?
Well, the end goal, it was simply to tie the store to the community of Dayton and the surrounding area. Charlie Rogers took that store over in '85, and it was a chore for him at the time to have his name on the building per Ford. A lot of dealerships are backing away from that. More recently, you had Larry Hill Ford in Cleveland. They're now Cleveland Ford. Brooker Ford in Dalton is now Dalton Ford. So it's a trend that it looks like the Ford franchise is kind of pressing. But it'd been an idea of ours for a while to get more connection with the community itself.
And one thing you've talked about a lot that I really don't think I don't see a lot of other people doing is you reaching out to other professionals that help provide you with information to be better, to do better, and you're not so far up in your thinking that I don't need help, I'll figure this out on my own, that you actually have reached out to these other guys to help build the business to make it better. That to me is a really great way to be, because you see a lot of people that think I can do it on my own, I'll just do this and that, but reaching out and associating with yourself with these personalities that know and specialize in making your work place more productive or whatever you're trying to do. What about that is what motivates you to get that help? I mean, is it just something you see that you're like, we need a little help here or there, and we're not doing this as good, and I think we can do it better. So, how do you go about doing that? And how do you go about finding the people to help you do that?
I look at it a lot, just as I do my education. I'm currently pursuing a business degree through Bryan College. I had no college education prior to 2017, and started the online path. And I think that's done a lot. Just to open my eyes, let me know how much personally that I do not know.
Right.
But as far as the industry, I was a really great salesperson. I connect with people well, and I know my product knowledge, and I like to work. Uh, but when it comes to running a dealership, and it's sometimes harder to tell others how to do something than it is just to do it yourself.
Mm.
So I recognize that about me, and there's areas in the dealership that I'm supposed to be managing that I didn't feel qualified to do. So I reached out to these guys, and man, it's just it's been a really worked wonders for me personally and for the dealership.
Well, is there any? Because I love the story of how you worked your way through, and like I don't think that's very common now. I think people want to go in and start at the top, and and do that. And I think this is people are missing out on such great opportunities if they can stick with a company that they have potential in and see the growth and develop the relationships. Is there What kind of advice would you give people that are wanting to be at the top of their professions? Say,
Well, I can't take credit for this, and I don't exactly know who said it, but the way I can remember it being said was if you do more than what you're getting paid to do, it won't be long before you're getting paid to do more than what you're actually doing.
right?
And that's kind of the mindset I took with the whole dealership when it was washing cars. I was going to be the best car washer that existed. When it comes to selling, it was the same thing. Now managing is the same thing. I'm going to make myself so valuable to the guy I work for that he can't imagine doing this business without me. And I think that's been a big advantage for me, is just making myself valuable, or trying to anyhow.
Very, very, very wise words. I know you have a lovely wife and a couple of awesome kids. Um, and I am a new parent. Well, I knew as of a couple years ago. And I one of the reasons I like doing the podcast is because I want to give some kind of a record to my child of of maybe a guide map of something that might help him. And how do you guide your kids to? Because it's so right now it seems so hard to instill that hard work is a blessing and is worth doing. Um, how do you instill that in them? Do you have any tricks or tips that I
Well,
might can learn that?
I, I don't know if there's any tricks or tips to it. I strive to be a great parent and a great husband, but I fail all the time. Usually it's my mouth that, I'm so quick to give an answer, and a lot of times it's the wrong answer.
Well, no, I admire you. I've seen you up there at the Dayton Ford for many years, and I've really always thought here's a man who's got it going on. He's really got such a good work ethic and helps the community. And you've surrounded yourself with a great team. I know there's Curtis and Billy Manis, and I don't know you have a new salesperson.
Yeah, she's just joined us in January. Melissa.
Yeah.
She was our phone receptionist, and asked for the opportunity on the sales floor, we were actually had an opening and looking to grow the sales team, and she's been a really good fit. Takes instruction well and has come right along. Of course, Billy and Curtis are awesome. They're all team players, but I got to give props to our finance manager, Rex Shipley. Dude's a team player all the way, and he don't get enough credit because you usually don't see him. He's the guy in the back office. And
as many times I've been up there, I can say that I don't think I've ever seen him.
Okay, we're going to have to introduce you next time you're up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rex prints the paperwork on every transaction that takes place at Dayton Ford. He's the only finance manager we have, so we keep him pretty busy.
Wow.
And he takes it like a champ, and he'll fill in where we need him to, and just really great. And
I don't want to leave anybody out there to do their shit, because I know you have a lady where there's somebody in the back that washes cars, and I've seen them. They've been super nice to me. And then I know you got a finance lady that writes checks and pays the vendors and stuff, and she's super. I want to make sure, and we touch all the bases. I don't want to leave anybody out. Is there anybody I'm forgetting?
Well, the lady in the office is Jackie Breeden, and she, along with I think Rick Cunningham, the parts guy, are the only two people who's been there longer than I have, and they eclipsed me by like 10 or 15 years. I think they're on the deed, actually.
Okay.
Been there for quite some time, but everyone there, including our guys in the service department, Jeff Harris in the body shop. It is truly like family. Now we can get aggravated at each other and get on to each other just like brothers and sisters would.
Well, most families do.
So. Right, but if anyone outside of us did that, we'd all come to the rescue too.
Right.
Yeah, it really is a good place to work, and I can't take credit for that. Charlie Rogers put that in place a long time ago. He's hired good people, and Keith Ellis is his son-in-law, and he's kind of taken right after him. And that's one thing Keith told me long ago. Said, like, here's the keys, run the store, but I've got a character. The store's got a character, a reputation, and that's what I want to see promoted, for the rest of the time that it's in business.
Yeah.
Because they put that in place, we've been able to carry on with it, and it's really just a great place to be.
That's great. I think we've taken up enough of your time, and sorry to take you away from the kids and the wife on such a beautiful afternoon. It was sunny, maybe a little windy, but it's going to be okay.
It's been great. Thanks for having me. I've enjoyed it.
Hey, Josh, do you have anything you want to ask or add?
Well, I was going to ask about the new Broncos. Those things look awesome. How many do you have?
Well, the Bronco the Bronco Sport is the only Bronco that's actually in production right now and has made it to the dealerships. We have several of those, and we've sold several of them.
Yeah.
The full-size Bronco, we've got 23 reservations, and I think all of those have been confirmed and should go into production mid-year of 22. And hopefully start seeing those on the dealership lots sometime around August, September, toward the end of the year.
Now those are the ones that are going to have the old style headlights, the round.
Yes, the removable doors, removable top, absolutely.
The Sport, it doesn't have that headlight, right?
Correct. It may have the round style headlights with the small bar out to the side. But the Sports do not have removable doors or a removable top at this time.
Okay. Well, looks like I'm going to have to wait then.
Well, the one great thing, I'll mention this real quick, is one of the greatest things also about Dayton Ford is they've got everything or can get everything from all your business, truck, construction business needs. They've got a plethora of can get you new and used basically anything. I mean, I've seen dump trucks. I've seen like F550s, F450s, F350s, the whole gamut. crew cab, regular cab, extended cab, super cab, everything. They can get that, and they can get you all the regular vehicles you want, new, used. I believe they can find just about anything, and they usually have it.
If we don't have it in stock and it's actually in production, we can usually get it within 24, 48 hours.
Wow.
Yep. See, I need to come up and look about getting a cargo van.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
We got several in stock now.
I need to get me a new work truck. That's for sure.
Boy, they had one of those nice here just a little while ago. They had in the used side, one of those ProMaster vans up there.
Oh yeah.
And no, it was pretty nice. I had a nice look at it, and it had so much room in the back, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, it was huge. You could build shelves for days in the back of that, and you could carry around a whole new house in the back of that, I believe. But and all the Ford products as well. They've got all those. I've seen several of those. What is the Ford van now?
The Transit.
Transit. Thank you.
Transit van. Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Really good stuff.
Hey, go ahead and let everybody know where you're located and how to get in touch with y'all up there.
Ray County Highway in Dayton, Tennessee. Website DaytonFordTN.com, and we keep all the inventory and contact information listed there, and be happy to help.
Yeah, you can call and go see Casey and challenge him to an arm wrestling match. I wouldn't do it, but you can, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe a wrestling match.
That's even worse. I don't recommend it. Super guys up there. We really appreciate your time, Mr. Casey Pendleton, and I hope you have a great evening, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you both.
Thank you, sir.
See you guys.
See ya.
Bye-bye. That was awesome, getting to talk to the general manager of Dayton Ford, right there in the heart of Dayton, Tennessee. I think he is truly a success story. I really appreciated his time, and hope anybody listening that needs a vehicle would consider them for their next vehicle purchase. I know Josh is going to get right in line for one of the new Broncos.
Well, that's what I was going to say, man. We need to talk to him about do some kind of like sponsorship deal, and see if we can't get some fleet cars and thrown our way.
They do a pretty good job of sponsoring Classic Auto Care, the original CAC.com.
There it is.
Yeah, no, but
that's like the good old boys down in Birmingham. They've got a deal with one of the Jeep guys, which, I mean, those guys are national. And
we will be soon.
They get, one of them's got a big old Dodge truck they're driving, and the other one's got a big old Jeep.
We are international.
They just get to drive around.
They may be national, but we're already international. Well, we can see the downloads we're getting from all over the world, and that's awesome, man. We're growing every day. But I really do appreciate his time, and really appreciate your time listening to us today. Man, it's been a lot of fun. One of the ways I know Casey is that I was introduced to him probably, 10 years ago, maybe not quite that long, by another dealer that I did work for. And they introduced me, and I've been able to do a couple little jobs for Dayton in the meantime, and they have treated me like royalty. And it means the world to me. Their business means the world to me. And as people, as friends, as a business relationship, it's been great. So if you need a car, you need a truck, you need a work van, those are the guys I 100% recommend. At least get on the website and look, or give them a call. Like I said, they have some great salespeople. I know one of them, Curtis, is a graduate from the UT program. So if you're a big UT fan, you can go visit Curtis and talk up some Vols football, basketball, although there's not a lot to talk about right now.
Oh yeah, all that's getting cut right now. that's out of the podcast now. Talking about him being a Tennessee alum.
Oh, all right. Well, that's the way to do it. But anyway, truth is, they're good people, good folks. Highly recommend them. We look forward to hopefully getting on. We have a few more questions we want to ask eventually. Like where's the industry going? And I think that'd be pretty good for that. And maybe some electric vehicles. Talk electric vehicles. Talk it up with all the good stuff. And Josh, you can cut all this out if you want to, because I'm just kind of going on a rail here.
We're going on 3 minutes on a closer.
Yep.
Give us the tagline, Steve. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
Follow us, like us. You can find us at TwoLikeableGuys.com. You can email us at TwoLikeableGuys@gmail.com. Looking forward to seeing you guys next time. Hey, man, and we like you, and we hope you like us too.
Later.